Hey, Great On. I wanted to respond to your call for unification of the atheist movement. And it's funny because I'm not an atheist, but I don't consider myself a Christian either, or a Jew, or a Muslim, or a Hindu, or a Buddhist, or a Shinto, or anything. In fact, when people ask me what my religion is, I say I'm a human being. What are you? And I think that's my point. You called for the unification of atheists to become what? An adversary of religions? I understand your stance. I understand the atheist stance that religion hasn't proven that a God exists. And I don't think they have. There's a lot of holes in religion. There's a lot of gaps in religion. There's a lot of gaps in science. And if anything, I call myself a spiritualist. I still believe in a spirit. I still believe in a soul. I still believe that the energy that we have, our consciousness that we have, does not end when we end. But that aside, I wanted to speak on your unification theory. And I put a challenge to you. Instead of unifying the atheist movement to somehow become an adversary to the religious movements around the world, which there are many, we know that we work to unify the human race. You say that you're a Star Trek fan, which is cool. I am too. Doesn't look like I'm as much as a Star Trek fan as you. I don't have a Star Trek collection. But I grew up with that. I really understood that. And I think it socialized me in a way that created a more accepting person, a person who respected others, no matter where they're from, no matter what religion they are, no matter what race they were. And I saw one thing, and that was the human race. And I think if anything needs to be unified, it's the human race. We need to come together as a people. I'm very much in astronomy. It's my hobby. And I believe in going to the stars. I believe in leaving this planet and finding new worlds to go where no man has gone before. But I think to do that, we need to come together as a human race. We need to put those differences that we have in proper perspective. And that is that we're all individuals, we're all unique. We all are going to have our own thoughts, our own beliefs, and that those are not a bad thing. As long as we hold some basic human principles, which I think our founding fathers were trying to do. They were trying to find commonality within the human race. And how can we create a nation that is serving all of that instead of dividing us? I agree with religions divide human beings. Religions cause many things. Unification is one of those things that religion strives on. Bringing ourselves together. Talked about, I'm not sure who talked about, I watched your dialogue between the web, I forget his name, the web guy and you, and somebody had mentioned that religions coalesce together because they are trying to gain power, or I think it was you that said that to fill the gaps of those things that they cannot fill, those little parts that have flaws, that if they have it in a group, that groupthink will grow and more people will join their group because the group is so large. Well, my contention is we're already a group. We're a group of 6 billion beings. Our morality comes from our natural instincts as a species to survive. Not too many species kill each other. if they did, they didn't get very far on the natural order of things. Well, we're killing each other. And we're not going to get very far on the natural order of things if we don't solve that problem, if we don't come together as a human race. So my challenge to you is not to unify the atheists. The atheists use reason. You have a logical mind. Use that logic to deduct that dividing humanity more than it is counterproductive to your goal. And that goal is the keeping our species alive, keeping our species going, for the good of our species, for the good of humankind. Keep it going. The only way we're going to do that is if we unify, we come together. You know, you had mentioned that, and I don't know who mentioned. I watch a lot, but I don't remember little details like where we came from and what we did. But I think it was referred that you were in war, that you were a soldier. So was I. I was in the Marine Corps post-Vietnam. And there was a unifying part of that Marine Corps. We were a very tight group. But when I joined the Marine Corps, I didn't realize that I was going to meet people from all over the United States. And it opened my eyes to something. You've had experience of seeing people from all over the planet. It opens your eyes to something. We all bleed red. We all take a shit. We all pee. You know, we have things in common. Let's find those things that we have in common instead of those things that we don't find in common. That's logical. You know, let's take those war machines that you probably used and I wrote on and I used. Let's turn those negative things into positive things. The energy that we put into building weapons, that we build ships, airplanes, these things that we kill each other with, what could we do with that energy if we put it into a positive? Number one, feed the people of the planet. You know, number one, take care of the other human beings. That's something we have in common. Religions do that. They say they do that. They say that's a mission of theirs. Find those things in common with religion that atheists have in common, and let's unify the planet. Let's unify humankind. Let's bring it together. You know, no more separation. No more adversary. And if you create an atheist movement, and I don't even want to say don't join together because I think there's a lot of things that would be good with that. You know, getting out good information about what a person who does not believe in God actually believe. Einstein did not believe in God. You know, I've read Richard Dawkins. Einstein did not believe in God, a personal God. I'm not saying Einstein wasn't a spiritualist, but he saw that saying that this God is right or this God is right was not right. It was not good for human beings. It was not logical. It just didn't make sense. Let's use our common sense. Our common sense says we need to stop killing each other. That's the common sense. Or we're going to destroy our own species. Something that totally takes us out of the natural order of things. Okay? So, my 2 cents on the whole debate. And, you know, I appreciate what you say. I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your heartfelt care for many, many people. But I think we need to take unification a little farther. And that's my take on the whole thing. So, take care.